Welcome to our new coffee app, Coffee Connect. This app will make sure that the prospective or the customers are able to buy their coffee and is able to give them a simultaneous delivery as they buy the coffee. So a user, the first screen, he has to log in or register. So log in if the user is coming for the second time, in case, let's say, they change the phone, so the app would still remember them after registering. But in case a user register, he would click here, then he would add all these fields. These fields are placeholders. So as user clicks, the name will be replaced by what he enters. Same goes here, and so forth. Then he register. We also make sure that if he's registered, the user has an option to log in. So he will then click here to log in. Then here, if he already has an account, he will obviously click, but we also give him a chance to log in using other accounts such as Google and the GitHubs. The aim of using this tool is to make sure that sometimes people don't want too many accounts. They tend to forget the account. So Google and other platforms like Facebook and GitHub do provide almost like a central account where you can use it to log on to the other apps. So users have that option. So if users choose the this button, the GitHub, it will prompt them to enter into a GitHub. Otherwise, after login, they'll get it here. So I must also indicate with regards to the login using Google, they will also be prompted to do the similar thing like they did with GitHubs. So a user will need to agree with terms and conditions that the app has. Once he's done, this is the part where we can showcase our product. There's a product that we need to put that we can customize it by putting more messages. So the messages I decided, since this thing it's a wireframe, I decided the message is up to the client. We can't come up with the message because we're not a marketing team. We are developing a software development team. So the marketing department of the client would have to come up with a description, something nice, something very catchy to make sure that people do get. We are just concerned with the functionality. So once the user get to the screen, he then can click here, add to cart, and then after clicking there, depending on how many item he add, I just add 5 item or 3 item. There were items that were done twice, and then these are the prices as well. So a person reaches here, and what's nice is that it also show how many stuff are in the cart. The user will then check out and then get to the delivery address where he will enter and save. So the main thing here is giving the user that option to enter this address. So what we can do is that from the client, we will also provide a way in which users are able to input the new addresses in case they are somewhere or they've changed location. We can also, in the future development, we can also make sure that users have the central place where they can have all of those things, the new addresses being edited and so forth. But once the user created account and he has this delivery address, this address will be saved. So every time a user uh, want to buy something, the app will remember the address. So if nothing has changed, a user will click save. So for the future, for any other um, things that we can put the other tab that says continue. That would we might have the confirmation message to say, is the address still new or the address is not new? And then if the address is not new, if there's still the same address, the user continue. If there's a new address, we can have that option. So we can have the screen to say, we can have before this screen we can have the other screen that says, um, is this address still the same, or click here if there are no changes, click here if the address is new, so that if the address is new, we put them here. If the address is not new, we then pass. If the address is new, a user will have an option to enter a new address. If the address is not new, he's returning, the user will continue. So in this prototype, we assuming that the user is a first time a user, so he will click save. So next time, as it did save, next time he will just pass. He won't we will make sure on the integration level, we'll make sure the app does remember the address of the user. So that step will only apply to people that have registered. But we will still have option to say, is the address still the same? If there's new address, we can add. So that can also be something that Atlas advises. Here we chose two payment gateway. It's either a person use the card, we have to give them that liberty in case they don't have any other payment gateway, because not everyone is a payment gateway user. You might have an iPhone, but you not prefer not to use your iPhone, your Apple Pay, and also even with Google Pay, some people are not comfortable or they prefer to use their card right away. So we have this option where a person enters the details on the Apple and GPay. If they do have Apple and GPay, they will click on Apple. It will take them to a screen for Apple GPay. It will also be the same. The other reason why we don't want to limit this to only two pays, two gateway, is that in case a user is not either Apple or Google Pay, if they're using Huawei or other devices or other operating system, they should be able to use other cards as well. So here we might put other payment methods as per the client's recommendation. We'll put something like, if a client prefer us to have a pay stack or any other third party credit facility, we are happy to integrate it here. That discussion will take place as per the recommendation from a client. So now the user will now say, I pay. Once he pays, he get this message and also the order details, stating the things that he bought and also with the order number. So this is the order number. All this is dummy. A client is free to change maybe the order number. It's something that they can generate. They can give us a way that we can name it. We can have a way that we can have an order system uh, that would guide how we are going to generate numbers. The user also, once he's here, there's also the message there, the box, the icon with a box where user would choose if, I mean, this message, this box, it shows that uh, it will contain messages in case the shop want to send the user something. Maybe the driver is getting lost, or he can communicate with the user. Then the user will see that there's a message and will tap there. So it's also, this is the area where we can also store all the previous orders. So the previous orders will go here, just to show, that's just to keep the record. Um, from the client's point of view, we can also put more other things like in this is the menu item. So we can put things like profile of the person, because sometimes a person would want to change his details such as password, his names, want to upload a profile picture, want to view past orders, you want to download invoices. So this part that we can build into our next is that we can show how what users can have in this space. So users in this space can put something that would show, as you press here, it will show the things that a user can have. Things like the changing profile, changing passwords, view past orders, view invoices, and so forth. So that's something that we can add, and then user has an option to also track where his orders is. So the order received, you can see that the order has been received, and then as the status changes, as the driver is on the way, you can see if the driver is on the way. If you can also see if the order has received. So that's the thing. Then the other features that we included the feature of stores, where a user is able to search where the stores are. We limited the store into a 10 kilometer radius, and then you will see which stores are nearby. He can also have an option to click on this map icon to, it will, if a user click here, it will automatically pick up where the user is. So the other feature I want to indicate is the feature of pay. If the user just click pay, and but because sometimes it happens that by design a user try to put a pay even if he's on a wrong page. There's a way that we would make it move. So the other feature I forgot to mention is the feature of the lockout. So if so here the user is able to log out at any point, at any moment. He can log out, he can log in to also put him there, and so forth. Can also see the store. So sometimes a user will try to check the store and other things and try to say pay. We created a page where we put pay. If the item, if there's no item in the cart, we also have the page to make sure that the user is not, I mean, to tell the user that you have something, there is nothing on your cart. So that's all on our app. That's all what we have on our app. We can put more functionalities as I indicated. This is not a final app. A client can choose to add more of functionalities. A client can choose to take out some of the features if they feel they don't have capacity or they've got some reasons. So we are free, we are flexible. We can do as required by a client. I thank you.